Okay, good morning, guys. Welcome to our Wednesday asynchronous lesson. Today, well, you've already done your CNN News 10, right? And you've wrote at least one fact, right? I know you all did this. You've watched CNN News 10. You wrote one fact. Remember, you wrote what, when, who, at least one, okay, on your Google Doc. But now we're going to talk about electricity and being safe in the home with electricity. So let's find out with our friends here, Miss Rubiette and Mr. Toy and Mr. Geo. What do you use electricity for in your home? What do you think? What's one thing you would use it for?
To use the internet or use a television or
Right,
any
exactly.
outlets.
Yep. You plug your TV in. Is there anything else you could do with it apart from watching TV and getting online?
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm using. Sometimes I bake some muffins, so I use the kitchen because it's like electric.
Right. Yeah. There you go. Geo's magic muffins. Yeah. Geo
There you
makes
go,
muffins, and he uses the oven.
like
Yeah.
a Popeye.
Spinach muffins. There
Yeah,
you go. There you go. Yeah, so we use electricity for cooking. We use it for watching TV. We use it for a lot of things. Anything you plug in, that's electricity. That's power. Now, what else can you tell me about electricity? Is it something you could mess around with?
No,
No, it can be
dangerous.
dangerous. Okay. Should you lick your fingers and put them in the socket? No. Should you
Nope,
stick a fork in the
dangerous.
socket? No, they're
maybe.
all
I
things.
don't know.
What would happen if someone did something as silly and crazy as that?
You would be electrocuted.
Yeah, you could be electrocuted. That doesn't mean you turn into Electro Man. It means that you could do, magical power like Marvel. Um, yeah, what it means is it's really dangerous. It could actually kill you. So electricity, you've got to be careful around, and you've got to follow the rules around electricity. It's just being safe. Electricity is very helpful. Where in my home, more or less everything is electric.
Okay.
Um, so every single thing I use in my home, the heat, the TV, the internet, the oven, the microwave, the coffee maker, the lights. Did I miss anything out?
The
The vacuum.
blender,
The what?
the blender.
The blender. Yes, that uses up a whole bunch. If I get the Vitamix and the microwave at the same time,
Mm,
it goes,
right.
So you have to be careful with overloading. But we're going to talk all about that in a second. So I'm just going to share my screen with you guys. And there we go. Actually, we don't need Sublime. Right. So here is our title. And it says, Staying Safe with Electricity. Okay. Now, electricity is energy. Many of the tools we use in our homes need electricity. We plug these tools into power outlets for electricity. And there's a picture of a power outlet right here. And you look at these yellow things. What do you think these are?
Those are electric bolts.
Yeah. And for those of you who like the NFL, does this look like a team?
Yes, the San Diego Chargers or
Chargers,
Los
yes.
Angeles Chargers now.
Yes, the team formerly known as the San Diego Chargers, which I think are now the Los Angeles Chargers. So yeah, and that's a charge, an electricity charge. That's why the Chargers use this logo, because it means electricity. They're charged, ready to go. All right, so electricity is an energy. There are a few things we plug in for electricity. We plug in the TV, we plug in a lamp, we plug in the microwave, and here's what I use. We plug in the hair dryer. I use it every day. This one right there. So can you think of anything else? Can you think of more things we plug in? What else do we plug in that's not on the list there that we haven't said already?
Microwave. You plug in a microwave. You
Yep.
plug in maybe your oven is electric.
Yep, the oven, your phone. Yeah, so basically anything with a plug, really. So that's electricity.
Mm,
Okay, so let's move on to our next one.
computer.
Computer, exactly. Computer, the internet. All right. So we need to be careful with electricity. It can be dangerous. Electricity can shock you if you are not careful. Electricity can start fires. It's important to know how to be safe when using electricity. And here's a big one, okay? Water and electricity do not mix. Okay, so if you're in the bath or in the shower, you know, don't have anything plugged in near you. Okay, keep all electric tools away from water. If an electric tool falls into the water, do not reach into the water. Unplug it first. Do not touch electrical tools or power outlets with wet hands. If something is plugged in and it fell into the bath, for example, and you went to grab it, you will get a shock and you will probably die. Okay, so if anything goes in the water, go away from it. It doesn't usually happen, but in case, this is worst case scenario. Okay, so you have to use, these are called power outlets. These are where you put the plugs. Use power outlets the right way. Power outlets are for plugs only. Nothing else goes in there. Do not put a knife, a screwdriver, your hand or your finger or other objects into the power outlet. Do not put too many plugs into a power outlet. You could overload and then cause a fire. Do not plug in electrical cords that are damaged or broken. And here's the main thing. Be smart, be safe, follow these electrical safety rules. Okay, now we've scared you to death. We're going to talk about electricity. Okay. That same one. Oh no, these are our rules. These are our rules. Okay, so we're gonna read these now, guys. So here's our title. We're gonna go through this quickly. So if we could all take it in turns doing sentences first. So we'll start with Miss Rubiette, then Mr. Toy, and then Gio. So off you go, Rubiette.
All right, we use tools that need electricity. We plug the tools into outlets. What are some things we plug in?
Yep. So so tools need electricity. One thing I didn't mention is power tools. I charge all my power tools. That's another thing that I plug in. Okay, so I think we already talked about, we know anything with a plug. All right, Mr. Toy, can you do this one for us, please?
All right. Electricity can be dangerous. Electricity can hurt you. Electricity can start fires. Be safe when you're using electricity.
Yep, perfect. Yeah, electricity can be dangerous. It can hurt you. It can start fires. Some of the big fires that started recently, particularly up in Paradise near Chico, California, that was started by electricity. Okay, so you got to be safe, like Mr. Toy said, when using electricity. All right, Mr. Gio.
Water and electricity do not mix. Keep electric tools out of the water. Do not touch an electric tool in water. Unplug the tool first.
Yep, brilliant. Yep, that's the main thing. Water, remember this, water and electricity do not mix. Okay, if something's wet and it gets plugged in, if something's wet, do not plug it in. And if it's wet and plugged in, walk away, don't grab it. You might get a shock. Okay, good job. All right, so can you do the first sentence here for us, Miss Rubiette?
Yes, use power outlets the right way.
Mr. Toy?
All right. Power outlets are for plugs only.
Gio?
Keep knives, screwdrivers, and hands away from outlets.
Yeah, do not plug too many cords into an outlet. Be smart, be safe. So remember, I don't know if you've ever seen this at home or your friend's home or family's home, but I've done this myself and nearly started a fire. I've had too many plugs plugged into one thing. You have like 5 plugs and then another plug and then an extension cable. That's just asking to burn down. Okay, so you don't need to overload things. All right, let's see the next page. Okay, very good. We're going to move on now to, we're going to do our little safety chart here. Right, so I'm going to ask you guys some questions. And we're going to ask, is it safe or is it dangerous? Okay, so we got to think of this. Is it safe or is it dangerous? Okay, so green, safe means yes, safe. Dangerous, no, bad. That could get hurt. So we'll look at the first one. Let's press this button here. We can say, see if we can make this bigger. There we go. Now, which one? I'd like you, Miss Rubiette, to pick a safe one for me, and your choices are these. I'm going to read through them first. So you could have put 3 plugs into 1 power outlet. Unplug an electric tool that has fallen into water. Keep electric tools away from water. Put plugs into power outlets. Plug 1 or 2 things into a power outlet at a time. put a fork into a power outlet. Sounds crazy. Put electrical tools into a pool of water, or use broken cords. Right, so Miss Rubiette, could you pick me one that you think is a safe thing to do?
Yeah, I'm gonna say keep electric tools away from water. That will go safe.
That's a, oops, wrong one. Put that one back. Oh,
Unplug an electric tool that has fallen into water.
hang on, guys. That didn't, Miss Rubiette didn't say that, did she? But, okay, Miss Rubiette, I don't know.
Unplug an electric tool that has fallen into water.
Well, as you can see, the program had a mind of its own there. But anyway, Miss Rubiette still got the right answer. We changed her answer. Unplug an electrical tool that has fallen into water. That is a correct answer. So thank you. It wasn't the one she picked, but great. So thank you. Mr. Toy, could you find something that's dangerous and you're not allowed to say geo? Okay. So find something that is dangerous. Okay. All right. Which one do you think is a danger?
Okay. Putting 3 plugs into one power outlet.
Okay. 3 plugs into one power outlet. Let's see if he's right. Yep, that's a danger one. Oopsie daisy. There we go. Good. Yep. So
Put
that's
3 plugs into one power outlet.
yeah. That could cause the that could cause it to overload, and then it could trip the circuits and everything else. All kinds of trouble could happen. Could even start a fire. Okay, so let's go with Mr. Geo. See if you can find me a safe one this time.
Yes, sir. Can be plug 1 or 2 things into a power outlet at a time.
All right. Okay. Plug 1 or 2 things into a power outlet at a time. Let's see if he's right. Mr. Geo said this one's safe. Let's see. Yeah, it worked. Right. Okay.
Plug 1 or 2 things into a power outlet at a time.
Yep, exactly. See how that's the opposite from the one Mr. Toy did? He did too many. Geo did just the right amount. All right. So, Miss Rubiette, can we find one that is dangerous now, please?
Yeah, put a fork into a power outlet.
Yeah, put a fork in a power outlet. That just doesn't sound good. Okay, so let's see if she's right. Oops, come on. Yep. Good job, Rubiette. We got it. Yeah, so don't, that's very dangerous. That could give you a shock. It could do all kinds of crazy stuff. So don't do that. That is very, very dangerous. Okay, Mr. Toy, can you find me a safe one, please?
Okay, safe. Keep electric tools away from water.
Okay, that's a safe one. Yep, keep electric tools away from water. Very good. Yep. What would happen if you had a tool in the water?
You can destroy the tool, like if it's a power tool.
But what about you?
Oh, you can be electrocuted if you get
Yeah.
too close to it.
Yeah, you could get electrocuted. You could die. It could shock you to death. All right. Let me see. Mr. Geo, you get to be dangerous.
Alrighty.
So no change for you there. All right.
Use broken cords.
Oh, use a broken cord. You say that's dangerous?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Let's see if he's right. Yeah, he got it. Look at that. Zach's celebrating for you right now, eh, Zach? All right. Yes. All right. Okay. Miss Rubiette, could you give me another dangerous one, please?
Okay. Put electric tools into a pool of water.
Yeah, putting electric tools into a pool of water, that just, yeah, that's very dangerous. Like we said last time, that could give you a shock. It could even kill you. It's very dangerous. Now, I want you to focus really hard now. This one's for Mr. Toy. See if you can get this one, Mr. Toy. Right. See if you can pick one that is safe.
Put plugs into power outlets for safe.
Yes, he got it. Put plugs into power outlets. Yes. Don't go anywhere else. Straight in there. They don't go around the back. All right, very good, guys. Good job. We all know about that. Okay, and our final thing we're going to do, we are going to talk about how to change a light bulb. Okay, that's one thing that you may have to do in your house. So Uriel, you could pay attention to this. Maybe this could help you with the smoke alarm. All right, so let's make this a little bit bigger so you guys can see it. All right, so here we go. Here's our instructions. So how to change, whoopsie daisy, how to change a light bulb. Okay, so Let's start with Mr. Gio. What is number one? What's the number one in our task analysis of how to change a
Yeah, the
light
first one
bulb?
is unplug lamp or turn off light switch.
Right. So unplug the lamp, brilliant. Unplug the lamp or turn off the light switch, because you don't want to be putting the light bulb in and then it comes on. And not only can that, yeah, you get like in the cartoon, as Mr. Gio just did, and then you glow yellow and you see the skeleton. You're like, okay, kind of like that. That's not real. That's only in cartoons, but it would be funny if that actually happened. But being seriously, you could get a shock. And the other thing is as well, if you're putting the light bulb in and suddenly it comes on, you go, ah, you know, you can't see and you might fall off the chair. Okay, so it's always good to have two people as well. Maybe one person on the light, or if it's a lamp, unplug the lamp like it says there. Okay, right, number two. What does number two say, Toy?
2, gently turn the light bulb to the left to loosen. In the box, lefty loosey.
Yeah, lefty loosey. If you this applies to any screw or bolt or nut or anything you ever, if you use a screwdriver or you're doing something, always remember this: lefty loosey, tidy righty. Okay, that's how you can always remember. You're like, why is this not coming out? Oh, I want to loosen it. Go to the left, left loose. I want to tighten it, righty tidy. Okay, so same with the light bulb. Turn it to the left. Okay, now should you do it as hard as you can? What do you think, guys?
No, it's dangerous.
No. So you got to kind of put a little bit of force, but what could happen if you do it too much?
You
can
can
broke.
It could break.
Go ahead,
Yeah,
Gio, my bad.
yeah. Because why would a light bulb break? What's it made of?
Like, it's made of some kind of glass.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good description. Yeah, some kind of glass. You know, back in the day they were all glass, but something like some kind of ceramic. Now, either way, they're very fragile, which means that it can break easily. So when you're turning it to the left, loosey left to get it out, it might break. So don't use too much force. They very rarely break, but if it does, and do you know how to get a light bulb out that's broken? If it's all smashed? Okay, here's Mr. Lord's tip for a better life. You can use a carrot or a potato. Stick the carrot onto the broken light bulb and then you can turn it.
Really?
Yeah, there you go. And put a screw in, use a comb. Anyway, right, so number three. What was number three? After we talked all about that, number three, Rubiette, what's number three?
3, remove the bulb from the socket.
Remove the bulb from the socket, turn it to the left. Exactly. Okay. Number 4. This is important. Number 4, Gio.
Check the watts on the light bulb.
Check the what?
The watts.
What?
The what?
What? Yes, check the watts. So they're little numbers. Sometimes on a light bulb, it will tell you whether it'll say 30W or 40W or 50, 60, all the way to 100. And now some lamps and some light bulbs might say, do not use above 60 watt, 60W. And you have a light bulb that says 100W, that might overload and it might, cause a problem. It might cause a fire. So what you've got to do, you got to check that the light bulb has the right watt on it. Okay, the right what? The answer is what? Just like who, him, and her. All right. Okay, so number 5. Here you go. So check the watts on the light bulb. Then what do you do, Mr. Toy? Number 5.
Find a light bulb with the same watts.
Exactly. So you find the same one. You go, if it says use a 50 watt, use a 50 watt. If you're not sure you need to buy a light bulb, you can ask your parents, you can ask a friend, you could even ask in the hardware store. Okay, they might know. Usually in Ace hardware, they have better information than Home Depot. Just letting you know. Okay, number 6. Miss Rubiette, number 6.
Gently turn the new bulb into the socket.
Yeah, so gently being the word. Line it up, gently put it in. Okay, remember it, the glass. Okay, number 7, Mr. Gio.
Number 7, turn the bulb to the right to tighten. Righty tighty.
Yeah, exactly. So like we did lefty loosey to take it out, righty-tighty to put it in. Turn it to the right. Not too far, because you don't want to go, oh. That could happen. All right, and finally, number 8, Mr. Toy.
Plug lamp back in or turn on light switch.
Yeah, plug it back in, turn on the light switch, and once you've done that, hopefully you get light. Ta-da! There you go. So that's what we learned about electricity. I think the main thing that we need to learn today is, what do you think the main thing is, guys? The one thing.
Safety.
Safety.
Perfect. Yeah, safety. Electricity, you got to be safe. That's the bottom line. So I think what I picked up from there was, my main takeaway was, don't put anything near water. You know, I think that's the main thing I got. Don't use things that look like they're going to break. You know, if you saw an old cord on it, don't use it. You know, change it. Anything else that you guys picked up on today? What was your big takeaway apart from
What I picked up is just be careful, be safe. You know, read the instructions when you're using electricity, and just, you know, be aware of what you're using and what you're doing. You know, 'cause electricity, like Mr. Lord said, it's dangerous if you don't.
Yeah, and what I find is scary about electricity is that you cannot see it. That can be a really scary thing. You don't know it's there. Okay,
Right.
so you've got to be smart, and you got to think, is that safe? You know, if you see water around a plug, don't use it. You know, don't plug too many things into one thing. You know, what do they call those things? A plug's, what do you call
What'd
them?
you say?
A strip, electricity. What are the strips that you put the plugs into? You know.
Oh, extension cord.
Yeah, like an extension cord. Yeah, so don't put too many things in there. You know, you can put a couple of, but make sure it's got a breaker on it. A little red button. If it's got the breaker on, they're okay to use, because that will trip and stop any fires. So they're handy to have. Again, don't overload them. All right. Well, thank you for paying attention to our lesson. I hope you learned something. I hope you can put this into practice and stay safe, and you don't get to have a yellow glow around you and you get to see your skeleton every time you touch the computer. We don't want to see that, even though it'd be funny, but it'd be very dangerous. All right, guys. So thank you very much, and we will see you bright and early Thursday morning. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
Guys.